stop what you're doing right now, because this one changes everything. And before we dive into it, hit that subscribe button, because on this channel, we break Cowboys news the second it drops. And this move? This is the kind that can flip a season overnight. League chatter exploded out of nowhere with reports that the Dallas Cowboys have pulled off a stunning trade for safety Cydney Brown. And if this holds the way insiders are describing it, this isn't some low-level depth addition or practice squad shuffle. This is Dallas pushing their chips to the middle of the table and telling the NFC they're done playing nice. Think about what that means. For years, we've talked about this team being close, being talented, being almost there. Strong regular seasons, defensive flashes, big expectations, then January heartbreak, over and over, and now the front office looks at the secondary, looks at the missed opportunities, looks at the plays that slipped away late in big games and says, enough. Brown is the kind of player who doesn't just fill a spot on the depth chart, he changes the temperature of the entire defense. He plays fast, he plays violent, and he plays like every snap is personal. Quarterbacks feel him lurking. Tight ends hear footsteps. Offensive coordinators have to account for him before the ball is even snapped. And the crazy part is, he's still ascending. This isn't a declining veteran. This is a tone-setting defender entering his prime. If you've watched him closely, you know he doesn't hesitate. When he diagnoses a run, he shoots downhill. When the ball hangs in the air, he attacks it. That instinct? You can't coach that. And here's what nobody is talking about yet. This isn't just about highlights. It's about finishing. How many times have we seen Dallas generate pressure up front with Micah Parsons screaming off the edge, the pocket collapsing, and yet the back end couldn't quite seal it? One step late, one missed rotation, one blown assignment. Brown tightens that up. He gives Dan Quinn, well, now the defensive staff in place, the flexibility to disguise coverages, to rotate late, to show single high and roll into two, to bring pressure from angles offenses don't expect. That versatility is gold in today's NFL. And let's address the rivalry angle because you know that matters. This move reportedly takes a former Eagle and drops him right into the heart of America's team. That's gasoline on an already raging fire. These games are personal. They always have been. Now imagine lining up against the team that drafted you, the fan base that once cheered you, and doing it wearing the star. You don't think that adds juice? You don't think that weak matchup just became circled in permanent ink? Brown knows their tendencies. He knows their terminology. He understands how they attack certain coverages. That insight alone is valuable, especially when playoff positioning is on the line. From Philadelphia's side, if these reports are accurate, this signals a different timeline. Maybe they're thinking cap flexibility. Maybe they believe younger pieces can step up. Maybe there were internal evaluations that led them to believe the value in return outweighed the risk. But make no mistake, you don't move a player with this kind of physical profile unless you believe you have a clear plan. Whether that plan works is another conversation entirely. For Dallas, though, the message is crystal clear. The window is open and they intend to climb through it. Trades like this echo through a locker room. Veterans see it and think management believes in us. Young players see it and realize expectations just went up. Defensive linemen play faster when they trust the coverage behind them. Corners get more aggressive pressing at the line when they know there's a safety who can erase mistakes. Linebackers flow downhill without second-guessing because someone is cleaning up the middle. One impact safety can elevate all three levels of a defense. And here's another layer. Turnovers. Games swing on one play, one tipped pass, one strip at the perfect moment. Dallas has built its defensive identity around chaos and takeaways. Brown thrives in chaos. He doesn't just tackle, he hunts the football. That fits the culture perfectly. Now let's talk roster mechanics because this matters too. A trade like this affects cap structure. It signals allocation of resources. It might mean another move is coming to balance things out. When a front office makes a splash, it's rarely isolated. Is this the final piece? Or is this the first domino? That's what I'm watching closely. Because if Dallas believes this roster is one or two aggressive swings away from being the most complete team in the NFC, don't be shocked if they stay active. And what about the locker room chemistry? Anytime you bring in a new starter midstream, communication becomes critical, especially in the secondary. Safeties are quarterbacks of the defense. They adjust alignments. They call out motions. They manage leverage. That doesn't develop overnight, but high football IQ accelerates that process. Brown has shown he can process quickly. He recognizes formations. He anticipates route concepts. That's why this could click faster than people expect. And imagine the ripple effect in big moments. 3rd and long. Crowd roaring. Opponent trying to attack the seam. Now there's a safety who closes windows in a blink. That changes play calling. Offensive coordinators might think twice about testing the middle. Tight ends won't roam as freely. Slot receivers won't find soft spots as easily. It compresses the field. It forces quarterbacks to hold the ball half a second longer. And with this pass rush, half a second is everything. Let's also acknowledge the pressure that comes with wearing this uniform. Dallas isn't just another stop. It's the brightest spotlight in football. Every snap is dissected, every mistake amplified, every big play replayed 100 times. Some players shrink under that, others rise. Brown strikes me as the type who feeds off it. He plays with an edge, a chip, a belief that he belongs in the biggest moments. If he delivers a game-sealing interception in prime time wearing the star, his profile skyrockets. This could be the move that transforms him from a respected defender into a national name. But let's stay grounded. Reports are reports. Until everything is officially confirmed by the team, we treat it as developing news. That's important. There's a difference between what's announced and what's circulating. Still, the consistency of the chatter suggests this is more than smoke. And if it's real, it represents one of the boldest defensive swings we've seen from Dallas in recent memory. So, what does it mean for the immediate future? It means expectations just climbed. It means the margin for error shrank. It means the standard is no longer just winning the division, it's making noise in January. The Cowboys have hovered on the edge of something special for a while now. The talent has been obvious. The frustration has been real. This feels like a front office saying we're tired of being close. We want to dictate. We want to intimidate. We want opponents to prepare differently when they see our logo on the schedule. And here's the question for you. Would you have made this move? Is adding a physical, versatile safety the missing ingredient? Or do you think resources should have gone elsewhere? I want to hear it because this fan base is passionate and divided on aggressive trades. That's what makes these moments electric. Across the league, contenders are watching. When one team improves, others feel it. It can spark a chain reaction. No one wants to be the franchise that stood still while rivals loaded up. The NFC just got tighter, and Dallas just announced they're part of that arms race. In the end, this trade will be judged by results, wins, playoff runs, defining plays in defining moments. That's how legacies are built here. But right now, in this moment, the energy around the Cowboys feels different. More urgent, more intentional, more aggressive. They didn't just tweak the roster, they sent a message. And if Cydney Brown becomes the enforcer in the middle of this defense, the missing piece that turns pressure into turnovers and close games into statements, we might look back at this as the turning point. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the move that pushes Dallas over the top? And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single update, because if more news breaks, you already know we're talking about it right here.